Hi everyone. Another short question. Hi Claire, how would you define mental health? Well, I think we could go so far as to say that the way mental health is regarded is actually creating mental ill health. Because when it's assumed that mental health means a state of constant calm or constant happiness. So the absence of any unwanted emotions and the absence of any internal unwanted mental experience, as long as that's the case, as long as that's the believed idea, and as long as that's the goal, the apparent goal of living, that we're trying to reach a state of constant happiness, constant peace, constant mental freedom. Really, what it sets up a state of wanting and vigilance and exhaustion and constant monitoring, internal monitoring, constant attempt to control, constant management of self and other so as to keep this mental space trigger free, happy, and tampered with. And that is mental ill health. And that is a spiraling setup for more and more unrest, more and more exhaustion, more and more depletion of our resources, of energy, attention, compassion, health, all in this attempt to do the impossible, which is to control the inner mental landscape. And the attempt to control the inner mental landscape is happening on behalf of something that is a product of that inner mental landscape. So the more confused everything gets, the more this believed idea of what I am, that this believed entity that thinks it has to be in control of everything, the more the whole thing is getting ramped up and confused, unstable. Yeah, it's chaos. It's really chaos. So the brilliant aspect of a conversation about self, reality, other, is that it actually creates or brings everything back to a true understanding of what mental health really is. And what we could say is mental health is the understanding of what the mind is and what the mind does, and the recognition that any emotional experience, any mental phenomena can come through the sort of conscious experience like weather and have zero effect, have zero truth in it, have no information in it. And none of it is saying anything about a separate me, a independent me that should somehow be controlling all of this. So mental health is 100% a rock solid output of a exploration of reality and self and other. Because what it does is it says the truth of the mind is consciousness. Really what the body mind is an attention focusing device. There's this conscious space that shifts really according to what's believed, what looks important to focus on, and so the truth of the mind is really the settling back into that conscious space, the recognition that that's the only truth of mind. And the capacity of the mind is to imagine and to create and to develop concepts and mental vehicles and phenomena. And none of that's true. None of it is true. It looks true because it's the misunderstood mind, the lost mind is identifying with all of it, saying, this is me, this is them, this is the future, this is the past, this is what has to happen in order for this me to be okay. None of that's true. Really none of it. The only truth is that conscious witnessing space, which is animated by the life that we are, the intelligence that we are. So consciousness and life together in this body mind form, which is necessary for experience to take place. That's it. That's what's going on, and that's mental health, because now everything is in truth. There's a recognition of what the mind really is, what reality really is, what's the capacity for anything to flow through that inner experiential space, and with none of it believed, because how can it be believed? It's not real. It's a representation. It's a mental device that represents something. It's not a truth. It's not, the Alan Watts quote, we can't get wet in the word water. The idea of self is obviously not true, he says. No more than the image of a tree is a tree. These are mental phenomena. And the understanding of that, and I would say alongside it, the continual upgrading of a system through absolute accountability for the whole way everything appears, which means deep owning of behavior and perception, and how that creates an ongoing experience of self and other, until all of it is aligning back to the truth that the entire world as it appears is existing within this created mental space. That is mental health, and it's a given as a result of a deep exploration of what's true. And the opposite is inevitable when the idea of me isn't questioned, the idea of an apparently separate reality isn't questioned, the idea that I have to have the right experience, the right emotions, the right response from people around me. That is a state of mental ill health, I would say, mental confusion that just leads to more confusion. Yeah, it's powerful. Yeah, thank you. Lots of love. Bye.